And I think we all knew that it wasn't going to be every game of the season. So I wouldn't really even trip. I mean, he's going to be a definite start for me next week.
Oh, no. I'm definitely playing him. I'm just disappointed in this week. I didn't think he was going to have an outstanding week, but 10 points, I thought he was going to do a little bit more. I'm in PPR. He got 10 points. I thought he was going to at least drop 15, 16 for me, give me a little bit better of a cushion. But no, that didn't happen. Also, DeAndre Hopkins, he scored a touchdown, had some catches, but not a real big game because they just got so many weapons out there, a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, so the people that I expecting to get me into the 20s didn't do that. So that's why I'm in this position right now, watching this amazing Monday Night Football game. I mean, like,
there's no defense.
There's no defense being played. It's 40 to goddamn 30 right now. This is crazy, but it's been a lot of good. I mean, if you just like offense and passing and all kind of wild plays, this has been the game for you. It's going to go down in history of one of the most highest scoring Monday Night Football games with the most. Oh my! And Gurley breaks a 35-yard run as you speak. Yeah, so this game, I know a lot of people, fantasy teams are like hanging in the balance off of this game. Boy.
So that's what I'm asking y'all. So if you have two players from Kansas City or the Saints, are you going to crown them champions?
No.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Especially they keep scoring 40, 50 points.
Nah, bro. Nah,
because I think that if you have Drew Brees and Kamara,
yes,
or if you have a Patrick Holmes, and which I think is more likely that you could have a Patrick Holmes and Kareem Hunt, right?
Yeah,
because people wasn't really flocking to grab Patrick Holmes.
Yeah, everybody didn't know what he was
doing.
See,
but this the thing. In our draft, the guy who has him, he picked him like in the third round or second round, somewhere around there.
So he went early.
Patrick Holmes in the third round?
Yeah, he picked him up. Like, he picked him up.
So he knew. He took a chance.
He took a chance.
He liked what he saw.
Yeah, he took a chance.
And it paid off.
What's his record? He got the best record in the league right now? He's number one in the league?
He's about to be 10-1 after he beats me.
Yeah. That's the guy I'm going to be playing in the championship.
That's the spirit.
I mean, like I said, he took a chance and it paid off big time for him.
That's the dude I lost to last week. I'm probably going to have to play him first round because I'm squeaking in the last spot. He's going to be in the top spot.
Like I said, he has like maybe second best team, and his team is, and his bench is fucking like off the chain too. Like,
yeah. But he only scored 102 points last week. Like it
was bye week.
I don't know. Whatever. He scored shitty last week, and I couldn't beat him.
But you know what? I'm willing to bet he don't win y'all league.
Me neither. It's some other scary teams out there.
Yeah, there's like two other people with some great teams. Like,
yeah. But you gotta be. I guess at the end of the day, as long as you play what you got, I feel good when I lose. I ain't mad. Like I left. Adam Humphries did better than Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson gave me about 8 points. Humphries put up 15.
But see, with Deshaun Jackson, he's basically like a deep threat. So
he is, but he's been outscoring Adam Humphries. I think twice. This is the second time this season Adam Humphries outscored Deshaun Jackson.
Well, you know why though? Because they keep switching quarterbacks. Like when
I know
Fitzpatrick does bad, then Jameson comes back in. That's who he throws to.
Right, and next week Jameson's coming back in. He's gonna start. I don't know what that's gonna mean. Like what do we think that means for Deshaun Jackson? He's supposed to have his best output with Fitzpatrick.
He does have his output with Fitzpatrick. I think Jameis Winston's favorite target is Mike Evans.
Right. So, but if you don't have Mike and you're choosing between Humphries and Deshaun Jackson, like I'm gonna be next week. What?
I'm going Adam Humphries.
Yeah.
I think I am too because every time Jameis Winston played, he had Deshaun Jackson had terrible
favorites,
games.
Man. Like even out of a fantasy, like you gotta take sometimes in fantasy you just take the numbers out of it.
Right.
And as people, you have your favorite things you do you like to do. Quarterbacks have their favorite targets they like to check down on, or their favorite players or receivers or whatever that they tend to kind of look at first. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I mean, I was thinking the same thing. Like I'm not gonna put Deshaun Jackson in with Jameis Winston at the helm. Based off of everything that happened this year, they just don't mesh. Like I don't think Jameis Winston wants to take those big shots down the field that Fitzpatrick was giving Deshaun Jackson that 50-50 chance with. Jameis Winston don't do that too much. He's not going deep down the field a lot. So that takes Deshaun Jackson's value way down. So I'm probably taking him out. I wouldn't play Deshaun Jackson as long as Winston is starting. Adam Humphries would be the guy I would go to. But speaking of second string wide receivers that's stepping up, Miller from Chicago, how we feel about this guy?
Anthony Miller?
Yeah. Is he an automatic start now? I mean, I think it's been 2 weeks.
I don't know. What did he do last week? Past week?
2 weeks he's been doing pretty good. I mean, this past week, I think he put up somewhere around 16 points. I know he had a deep catch, one deep catch. And I want to say somewhere around 7 or 8 targets with catching about 6 balls. So I believe he's becoming, you know how Allen Robinson had that really big game last week? Anthony Miller still got his in. The person who's fallen off the map is Taylor Gabriel. Anthony Miller is stepping in to be what we thought Gabriel was going to be after those first couple of games. So I think he's more of a sure bet. Gabriel, I wouldn't even really touch at this point. Start Anthony Miller. He's moving into that slot, that consistent, safe spot.
But he only really had, one breakout game? Like, the rest is like 10, 9.
That's what I'm saying. Consistent. A consistent 10 or 9 versus somebody like Taylor Gabriel who will give you 1
but when you get into the playoffs,
15.
you need somebody that's going to at least get you 15, 20.
Well, true. If you're in the playoffs.
I mean, depending on how your team built, I would definitely take somebody that's giving me consistent 10 points.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, as opposed to a boom or bust person who may give you nothing. Like, so I'm not doing that.
If you actually like watching the games, I think that Anthony Miller is a better route runner. And actually, and looking at Trubisky back there taking snaps, that's just his dude right now. Like, so he had, like, the number of targets that he was getting compared to Taylor Gabriel, I don't know. I think long term, man, like, well, not even long term. Now, if he's on your waiver wire, I'll definitely pick him up.
Oh yeah,
somebody snatched him up after last week's, so he wasn't available on mine. But
yeah, he's gone on mine.
I would take him.
He's definitely somebody who's hurting and trying to get that somebody to push them over the edge. That might be it. If you got those people that keep, because at this point you know who's solid for you, and you know who every time you play him, you're like, man, he better not do some bullshit and not get no points in that. Like, that's how I feel about Austin Eckler right now. I want to start him every week.
No,
I mean, I don't. Trust me, I'm never starting him again. But based on the matchup, you start looking and you're like, maybe he could get off or get down. He might be able to get off. Nah, I'm not taking that chance. Like, I'm just not going to take that chance because it's been proven. Melvin Gordon is too much of a workhorse. He's going to get everything. And even with those 5 to 7 attempts or targets that he may get, nothing's going to happen. In the beginning of the season, his usage may have been a little bit higher, but he was doing a lot more with his usage. Now he's not even doing that much and getting less usage.
Well, they made a point too of trying to feed him the ball,
right?
And that shit went out the window. I think by fucking week 3, week 4.
Yeah, because that's definitely when his points started to dip.
Bro, I dropped him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I had him on like a little third. So I'm doing 3 leagues. 2 I really care about. That third one, it's kind of like some shit Yahoo threw me in.
Right.
Man, I dropped it. That's the league that I'm talking about. Man, I dropped his ass like 2-3 weeks ago. I don't even remember who I picked up.
I was holding on to
dead weight.
I was holding on to him, knowing he was a dead weight, thinking I could like trick somebody into a trade that might have thought he was all right. Because at that time he only had like 3 bad games and 4 good games, and I just held on too damn long. I didn't trade him when I should have, and now he's just dead weight on my bench.
When you say trick somebody, okay, so like I miss Vic, the fetus Fletcher. When you talk about so when me and Forchunit first met, we was working together and we did our fantasy league, and we had this guy named Vic who knew nothing about football, but he wanted to be down with the fantasy. So we said, yeah, cool. When I say this dude would just auto draft, and he fucking inherited a good team every fucking season.
Yeah.
But he didn't know what to do with the team. Like a fetus in a Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like he got this nice piece of, but he don't know what to do with it. I used to send Vic all kinds of fucking trades, and he'd take them.
Yeah.
The year Roddy White broke his ankle, and they didn't update it on ESPN and I sent him a trade, and he fucking took it.
Yeah, those were good years, man. Good years.
Forchunit did that to with his brother.
Every league needs somebody like that. They need a fetus. Every league need a fetus.
Yeah, he was definitely the fetus. It was a great thing. It was great times, man. You got to know who to pick on. And honestly, our league has about 3 of them in it. But it was just too late. I struck too late. That was the problem. But I wish I could have got it a little earlier because somebody would have took them. And when you're doing a trade, do y'all massage the trade? Meaning, do you just send a trade or do you send some messages with it too? Do you lobby?
Oh, that's what you mean by massage the trade. Nah, I don't. I just send the trade.
See, when I first joined y'all league, I tried sending that, and y'all would just ignore my ass. I was like, okay, these niggas don't know me, so they're just gonna ignore my ass. And so I didn't even try it this year because I don't know these niggas.
Bruh, you gotta send messages, man. You gotta make them think they're doing something well. You gotta point out their weaknesses and what you giving them is gonna help them. Make them start turning them wheels a little bit, especially the ones that don't know what they're doing. After you don't watch them start the wrong people 3 weeks in a row, you're like, okay, I got you.
That's the only ones I target.
Yeah.
And then those are the ones I go after. Like the fuck you trades. And that's who I target. I had dude 2 weeks ago offer me a trade for fucking Randy Cobb for Tevin Coleman.
What?
Wow, yeah, I was like, man, my response, I declined the trade. And I just told him, like, yo, fuck you and your mama.
Exactly.
I'm not taking it. Like, ooh. I felt like that was an insult.
Right. Why, what about you being 8-2 or whatever made him think you was going to take that?
I have no idea. At that point, I didn't take my first L. I was undefeated when they actually offered me that trade.
I don't know. Maybe you just taking a shot.
You gotta know who you're doing. You gotta know who you're dealing with. Know your enemy.
Yeah, maybe you're just taking a shot in the dark. I don't know. Yeah,
I get it because then next week, maybe 2 weeks later, you dropped him on the you dropped him. I could have picked him up. I mean, but it's fucking Randall Cobb. Why would I pick him up?
Right. I might want that. Man. So what's going on here in the fantasy world, man? It's a crazy game going on right now. Monday Night Football. I know everybody watching, man. This one going down in history. Patrick Mahomes just dropped like a 70-yard pass to Tyreek Hill. I don't know how he got behind the defense. It's 40-36. They got 76 points up on the board. This is crazy. Back to fantasy. I hope you started everybody on this field except for Sammy Watkins. He got 1.4 points. He needs to stay that way.
This nigga's not playing. How the hell do you get points?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think he's in the game, but he got points. But yeah, so these games this week for Thanksgiving, man, one of the best weeks of football. We got Atlanta versus the Saints, and like we said, everybody knows who to start on the Saints. You start everybody in a helmet. If they got a helmet on and they on your team from the Saints, you put them in the game because they putting up points. Actually, is that true?
No,
not everybody. But
the majority.
You start the main 3. Michael Thomas,
Kamara, Ingram,
and Breeze.
Well,
4.
You got to start both of them. Both of them have been putting up like crazy numbers.
Ingram put up fucking 20-something points, 25 points.
And Kamara put up
20, 22.
Yeah. So you can start both of the running backs safely, even though I feel like you're taking a chance.
I mean, I would start Kamara over Ingram, but if I had both of them, I probably would start both of them niggas in my league. I would start both of them.
True. I mean,
Ingram would be my flex, and Kamara would be my start.
So who don't you start on the Saints? Traquan Smith is coming alive. Michael Thomas is a guarantee.
Watson is
Ben Watson?
Yeah, he's
up and down. Who's that other dude? Cameron Meredith.
No, fuck that. That nigga's hurt anyway.
All right, he's out now. Because at one point he started to come on.
That's why they picked up on Brandon Marshall.
Yeah. Did anybody pick him up?
That's somebody I wouldn't start.
Yeah.
I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him. I seen him go out there and I was like, fuck y'all. Nope, not playing me. I already told you my story with Brandon Marshall earlier this year. It's
basically them 4. You got them 4.
I need him to retire. I don't even want to see his name on the list no more. I don't want to see him on the waiver wires. He need to retire. I hope he don't get no catches for the whole season.
I mean, basically he's just doing it now for the checks.
Yeah, of course. He's trying to get a ring because they might be gone. They might